and welcome to Bottoms Down, Chair Yoga for Everyone. I'm Carol and I'm so glad you joined us today. So we're coming to you from our Bottoms Down YouTube channel. And if you haven't already, please click that subscribe button and don't forget it's free. We'd love to hear from you, so please leave me a comment. You'll only need your chair today, and let's get started. All right, so we're going to move forward in our chair, right? We're not going to be leaning back. We're going to lift that heart up, pull that belly button into the spine. Keep those shoulders down out of the ears. Go ahead and place your hands lightly on your thighs, palms facing up. Now we're going to connect our feet to the ground. We call this grounding. So I want you to think about your feet. You have like 4 pressure points. Have all 4 points equally weighted on the floor. And the next thing I want you to think about are your sits bones. So think about those pointy bones that we sit on, and I want you to have them equally weighted on the chair so you're not leaning one way or the other. All right, let's go ahead and close our eyes. And just simply connect to your natural breath. You feel that inhalation and exhalation. And begin to deepen that breath, inhaling a little more deeply and exhaling a little more completely. We're going to move into our diaphragmatic breath, that belly breath. As you inhale, the belly extends. And as you exhale, you pull the belly button to the spine, actively pushing the air up and out of the lungs. Do that again. Now we're going to inhale to 4 counts, and then I want you to exhale to 5 counts. Something like this. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. And breathe normally. Bring your hands to your heart. Set your intention for today's practice. One more breath. Bring your hands back down to your thighs. Open your eyes. Let's drop that left ear to left shoulder. Feel that nice stretch. Let's go ahead and drop our chin to our chest. Left ear to left shoulder. And chin to chest. All right, let's look forward, and we're going to look over that right shoulder first. It doesn't matter. Go ahead and look center, and look over that other shoulder. Go ahead and look center, and let's do a couple of shoulder rolls. Oh yeah. And reverse it. Should feel really good. All right, very good. Okay, so we're going to move into a cat and cow. We're warming up that spine. So place your hands lightly on your thighs. Elbows are wide, belly button to spine. All I'm going to do is tuck my chin down, roll my head down. I'm going to look at my belly. Now I'm going to lift up, thumbs to the back wall. Open up that heart. That should feel really good. Let's do that again. Round it down into your cat pose. Open it up into your cow pose. Let's add the breath. Inhaling cow. Exhale into your cat. Inhale into cow. Can you use that diaphragm? Can you use that belly breath? Exhale into cat. and release. Let's roll those shoulders again. Oh, yeah. And reverse it. All right. We're going to take those hands up to the ceiling. Really stretch like you're trying to touch the ceiling with those hands. The palms are facing one another, but they're not together. All right, let's take that right hand down towards the floor. So I'm going to try to touch with my left fingertips the ceiling, and I'm going to try to touch with my right fingertips the floor. So stretching through, stretch, 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 and release. Okay, we're going to do that again. We're going to go up first, mountain pose, shoulders down, extended mountain. Now bring that other hand down. Try to touch the ceiling and try to touch the floor. Stretch. Stretch it, stretch it, stretch it, and release. Very, very good. Okay, now if you have shoulder issues, which I totally understand, you're just going to keep your arms here at goalpost arms, and you're still going to get that leaning mountain, okay? But if you're with me, I'm going to bring my hands up, palms together, interlace fingers, pointer finger to the ceiling, and we're going to lean our mountain. So we're going to lean it to the right first. Feel that stretch. Then I want you to turn and look up at the ceiling. Take that twist out. Come up, and we're going to go the other way. Lean. Now we're going to twist and look up at the ceiling. Take it out all the way up and bring those hands down. All right. Everybody doing good? Okay, so the next pose is called Half Lord of the Fishes. So we're going to take our right knee and we're going to open it up nice and wide, okay? So you already feel the inner thigh stretching, knees towards toes, okay? So it's your second toe. So don't let those knees fold in. We want to keep the knees open, feeling that inner thigh stretch. Take this hand, we're going to bring it all the way across our body and grab the chair, all right? Now, lift the crown of the head to the ceiling, turn and look over the back of your chair. All right, let's release that, and we're going to do that again. Bring it all the way across your body, grab the chair, lift the crown of the head to the ceiling, turn and look over the back of your chair. And release. Very good. Now this knee, I'm going to let it fall towards the floor. So I'm kind of coming a little closer to the edge of my chair, and I'm letting that leg, that knee, fall straight down towards the floor. Now that might be right where you want to stay, and you can bring your hands to heart for your crescent lunge. If you want, or you can hold the chair. If you want a little bit more, I'm going to push this foot back behind me. See the difference? I'm just getting more stretch here. That's all it is. But here's the thing. If you push your foot back and then all of a sudden you find you're leaning forward to kind of compensate, I would rather you keep the knee down, keep the heart lifted, okay? Let's go ahead and bring our hands to heart. Notice how my heart is lifted, my head is towards the ceiling. Pretty good stretch right here. You feel it? Let's release that, and we're going to do it one more time. Here we go. Lifting up. Crescent lunge. One more breath, and face forward. How'd that feel? So that same leg now, we're going to extend it in front of us. So we've just stretched the front part of that leg. Now we're going to stretch the back of that leg. All right? So again, extend the spine long, crown of the head to the ceiling. Put your hands on the thighs. Keep the back flat, and just let your heart fall forward. So remember a minute ago we were doing cat pose where we rounded our spine. This is not that. I want you to keep the back flat. All right, let's lift up, and we're going to do that one more time. A crown of the head to the ceiling, belly is tight, and lengthen through. All right, let's do the other side. Here we go. Left knee is going to open up nice and wide. I'm going to get everything set first, right? Super important. Form, right? Super important. Keep those knees in alignment. All right, let's grab that. We're going to take that hand, bring it across our body, grab the chair, crown of the head lifts, turn, look over the back of your chair. Let's release it, and we're going to do that again. Here we go. Bring it all the way across your body. Crown of the head lifts. Turn and look over the back of the chair, and we're breathing. One more breath here, and release, face forward. Okay, so we're ready for pyramid pose. Remember, we just stretched the front of that leg. Oh, I forgot crescent lunge. Hang on, come back to this position. All right, now let's let that knee fall down. You're going, wait a minute, Carol. You can't do it on one side and not do it on the other, right? Okay, so that knee is either going to fall straight down towards the floor, which is fine. That's a great option. Or you're going to push that foot back behind you and lift your heart. Well, you're going to lift your heart in either position, whether the knee is to the floor or the foot is back behind you. All right, lift that heart, bring your hands to your heart, and feel that stretch. All right, let's release that knee, and we're going to do that again. Ready? Here we go. Lifting up. Oh, my goodness. I feel that stretch. One more breath. All right, release it. Face forward. Okay, now we're going to do pyramid pose. We're going to extend that leg long, toes are up towards the ceiling. My hands are going to rest right here on my thighs for support, okay? Extend the spine long, belly button to spine. Let that heart fall forward. Are you feeling the back of the leg stretching? So we want to keep the leg straight, but we don't want to, we keep a little micro bend to that knee, right? We don't want to lock out that knee. Let's go ahead and lift up. Can we do that one more time? Extend the spine long, belly is tight. Let that heart come forward. And we're breathing. Just one more breath here. And up we go. All right. And let's get a sip of water. All right, so let's move into some shoulder rolls. Let's go ahead and bring those shoulders up like you're trying to squeeze up into the ears and bring them down. Squeeze those shoulder blades behind you. Down we go. So I know we do shoulder rolls a bit in our classes, but this one I want you to be a little more mindful, if that makes sense. Let's do that one more time. Up we go, really squeezing shoulder blades behind you and down, and then we're going to reverse them. So squeeze those shoulder blades behind you, kind of shoulders up into the ears, bring them forward, and do that one more time. Squeeze the shoulder blades behind you, bring them up towards the ears, and release. All right, very good. So we're going to move into neck rolls. And what we're going to do is we're going to take our nose and we're going to begin making circles about the size of a little saucer, okay? Now we're going to make those circles a little bit bigger, kind of like a salad plate, if you will. Now let's make them a dinner plate size. I don't know, a little bit bigger. Maybe a frisbee or something like that. Now maybe a wheel of your tire. And maybe the wheel of an 18-wheeler. I don't know, right? You get the idea. We're just going to make a bigger circle. All right, now let's start and reverse it, but we're going to do them big. So we're going to have those big circles to begin with. Now bring it down to a tire size for your car. Bring it down to that frisbee maybe. And let's go to that dinner plate, to the salad plate, and to the saucer. All right, very good. Excellent. Okay, so next are some head nods. So we're going to extend our hands straight out with your palms down and your hands on your knees, okay? Shoulders stay down, belly is tight. We're going to lengthen up through the crown of our head. Take a deep breath in. And on an exhale, I want you to drop your chin towards your chest, really nice and slow. Now this is not cat, so we're not rounding the shoulders. We're just tucking the chin and looking down. We're keeping our hands on our knees. Keep tucking though, keep tucking. Get that chin down as much as you can. You're looking at your belly button. All right, now we're going to go ahead and lift that head up, and we're going to look up towards the ceiling. Now, it's super important that you don't just let the head go, right? So I'm not just letting my head go. I'm looking up. My heart is lifted. All right, are we ready? We're going to do that again. So don't round the back. Pull your belly button into the spine. Don't round the back. Just turn, tuck the chin. You're looking down at your belly. All right, now we're going to lift that head up to the ceiling. One more time. So think about pulling the front body towards the back body, right? So use your rib cage to support you as you look down at your belly. We're going to look back up towards the ceiling. Go ahead and look, center, and release. All right? Now, we're going to do that one final time. And that final time, then we're going to actually let ourselves kind of collapse more into a into a cat pose. All right? So one final time. Let's look up. Now, go ahead and drop that chin. Look at your belly. Lift that heart first. Now, go ahead and round your shoulders. Tuck the chin and feel more like a cat, but don't keep those elbows in. Don't let the elbows go wide. Hold it here. Breathe. One more breath. And up we go. So a little different, right, than the feeling of your cat pose. So it's really focusing just on that neck more than the whole shoulders and upper back. Okie dokie. All right, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take our elbows and turn them up. So not the palms, right? So you're going to keep those palms down, turn the elbows up towards the ceiling, all right? Squeeze your shoulder blades behind your back. So what's going to happen is as you squeeze, your palms are going to move on you see that? It's kind of moving from your knees to your thighs. Squeeze those shoulder blades. Lift the crown of the head. All right, now don't lose this position. Shoulders are squeezed, shoulders are down. Now lift your hands up off the mat and just pulse. Pulse, pulse, pulse. Keep it doing it. Baby pulses, little bitty pulses. One more breath and release. Can we do that one more time? Did you get it? Did you kind of feel what we were trying to do there? All right. So again, put your hands on those thighs or on your knees, palms facing down. Now you're just going to turn your elbows. You see what I'm doing there? I'm just turning my elbows so that the inner part of the elbow is up towards the ceiling. Now, squeeze your shoulder blades behind your back. What's happening to my hands? They're sliding to my thighs, aren't they? Lift the crown of the head, belly is tight. Ready? Lift your hands off of those thighs. Pulse. Just baby pulses. But don't lose that squeezing of the shoulders behind you. You feel it? Should feel a nice stretch happening. One more breath and release. All right, let's hands to the sky. Reach for the sky. Shoulders are down. Spread your fingertips. Lots of energy here, right? Shoot them up. Try to touch, touch, touch. Now bring your palms together and press, 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 press overhead. Press it, creating some heat in that upper body. You should be feeling those arms, right? Notice if your shoulders have crept up into the ears. Keep those shoulders down. Lower, squeeze the shoulder blades behind your back. Press, press, press. All right, now just take your palms behind your head and take those elbows up to the sky. Lifting those elbows up. Lift those elbows a little bit higher. Lift those elbows a little bit higher and release. All right, we're going to do that one more time. We got this. Here we go. Hands up to the ceiling. We're stretching up, palms together, right? Press, press, press. We're creating heat in that upper body. We're pressing, we're pressing, we're pressing. Just keep those shoulder blades down. Squeeze behind your back. Ready? Palms fall behind the head. Elbows are going to go up to the sky, lifting those elbows up, up, up. Pull that belly in. Lift, lift, lift. One more breath and release. Whew, let's roll those shoulders. How's that feel? Feeling some stretching happening in that neck, right? Upper back and everything? Okay. Very, very good. Okay, this one's called a cross-legged twist. So what we're going to do is we're going to place our hands on the back of the chair or kind of really beside you. So I don't want it too far behind you. So it's just kind of beside you, if you will. So we're going to take our right leg and we're going to cross it over. Okay? Now, we're just simply going to turn and we're going to look to the right. I'm looking the wrong way, aren't I? Ha. So shoulders are down. We're just kind of holding onto the chair a little bit, but we're twisting. We're feeling the center of the body twisting. We're holding on. And if you want to use the chair as a little bit of leverage, you can do that. We're super warm now, so if we want to give ourselves a little twist to help that, or a little leverage to help that twist, it's okay. Let's go ahead and face forward and release. We're going to do the other side. And then we're going to do it again with one more little add-on, okay? All right. Now, this time we're going to look over the opposite shoulder. Remember, we're breathing in here. We don't want to rush this. This is really important. Just take your time. Keep those shoulders down. Hands are on the chair, and maybe you give yourself just a little leverage, a little push to help with that twisting. Just one more breath here and release. Beautiful. Okay. So we're going to do that same thing again, and we're just going to add one little thing on, and that is we're just, we've been doing here, right? Our head has been up looking, and then we're just going to soften it, and we're going to look down, okay? So it's just going to give a little more stretch. All right, right leg is going to cross over first. Hands are right beside me on the chair. Shoulders are down. Extend the spine long. Turn and look over that shoulder. All right, now what I want you to do is just let that head fall and look down at the floor. Oh my goodness, do you feel it? Just a little different, right? As we lower that head down. We're not tucking the chin. I don't want to use that. I just want you to kind of look down. And as you look down, your head will follow. So just breathe here. We're not hurrying. We're in no hurry. We're going to give our bodies just a little bit of time to react to the stretch. One more breath and release. How'd that feel? That one really got me. Let's do the other side. Okay, are we ready? Let's first turn and look over that left shoulder. There's the first thing we do. Now, let's just take that gaze down. And we're just holding it and breathing. Don't forget to keep that extension through the spine, right? We don't want to collapse on ourselves. We keep that spine long and just let that head be the only thing that's falling down, if you will, as we're looking down at the floor. One more breath. Bring the head forward. And release. Oh my goodness, how did that feel? Let's get a little shoulder roll out of that one. What do you think? Okay, very, very good. All right, so we're going to move into our cat and cow, but we're just going to do it a little differently this time. So I want you to have your hands, we're going to interlace those fingers and bring those palms behind, okay? Shoulders are back. So feel that this is almost like a cow right here, isn't it? Are you feeling you're squeezing those shoulder blades behind you? All right, now what we're going to do is we're going to tuck our chin, round our spine, let the head fall. And because we have our hands on those heads, let those elbows come in. There is a nice stretch for the back of the neck. Now I'm pulling my belly button to my spine. I've got my chin tucked, just like in a cat pose. All right, let's lift back up into cow. Elbows go wide. Squeeze your shoulder blades behind you. Oh my goodness. Are we ready? Let's inhale here. Exhale, here we go. Tuck that chin. Bring those elbows together. Round the shoulders, just like in a cat pose. We just have our hands on our head and we're giving a little tug. But really it's more gravity, right? It's not that I'm pulling on my neck. It's just that gravity is helping. Give it a little extra tug. All right, up we go. Final time. Pressing up into that cow pose. Oh, yeah. Ready? Here we go. Inhale. And down we go. Now, I invite you to just relax here, right? This is kind of a surrender position. Letting go. One more stretch, one more breath. Remove the hands first, then lift the head up. How did that feel? Right? Oh my goodness, let's just give a nice stretch there for that. I felt that one too. I'm feeling all of these honestly, but there's a couple that have really got me. Okay, so we're going to just do a little upper arm stretch, and this is honestly, it's just to kind of release some things. So we're just going to bring our arm across our body, keep that that shoulder down, right? So I'm just going to kind of grab gently and pull the upper arm towards my body. Now don't let the upper body sink, right? So we really want to lift up. Shoulder is down. That's going to maximize this stretch. All right, let's release that and we're going to do the other side. Here we go. Bring it across. Shoulder is down. Pull gently in. And release. All right, let's grab a sip of water. We're going to move into neck rolls, and then we will add on to those neck rolls. So the first thing we're going to do is we're just taking our nose and we're just kind of making circles. So just kind of small circles. Then we're going to take it and we're going to make those circles a little bit bigger. Then we're going to make them a little bit bigger. And we're going to make them a little bit bigger. And we're going to make them big. All right. Now we're just going to reverse that. Start big. Big old circles. Big circles. Now take them a little bit smaller. And a little bit smaller. Little smaller. Little smaller. And release. Okay, we're going to do the exact same thing. The difference this time, though, is we're going to pull our shoulders back. All right, so squeezing that those shoulder blades behind your back. Now we're going to do the same thing. So feel like you're trying to hold something between those shoulder blades, right? Don't lose it. Don't lose that. Shoulders are down. Okay, here we go. We're going to make those little circles. Don't lose that shoulder blade. Make the circles a little bigger. And a little bigger. And a little bigger. Now they're the biggest you can make them. Don't lose your back. And stop and reverse those circles. Don't lose the squeezing back. I know, it's kind of hard to think of all of it at the same time. Circles are smaller. Circles are smaller, but you should feel a little different. Circles are smaller, a little smaller, and release. Let's bring those shoulders forward and back. How does that feel, right? So it's kind of hard sometimes when you're really holding that posture up, squeezing those shoulder blades behind. Sometimes all of a sudden you're like, wow, you know, it's just hard. It's hard to hold the body in some of those positions, especially when maybe we're used to being more like this all the time. Is anybody guilty of that, right? I know all of a sudden sometimes I'm going, Carol, lift up that heart, you know, quit doing this, lift it up. So sometimes when you haven't done that, or you feel more like you're here most of the time, when you really try to hold yourself up, you can actually shake a little bit. So it's all good. All right, so we're going to move into a sun salutation. Now, if you've been with me before, you're very comfortable with a sun salutation. You know what it is. If you haven't, if this is your first time, don't worry. I love it. I'll take us through every moment. But we're going to move through it a little bit fast, okay? Not super fast, but we're just going to flow through it. And then we're going to be adding a ragdoll with head nods. So in our ragdoll, it is an inversion, right? So our head will be down between our legs and we'll be nodding our head and shaking our head. As always, if that bothers you when you do an inversion, putting your head down, if you have low blood pressure specifically, it might make you dizzy, just don't do it, right? So you're just going to hang out here and you can still do your head nods and your shakes. Hands to heart. Here we go. Big circle, up and around. Bring those hands to your heart. We're going to reverse that circle up. Big circle around and bring your hands to your heart. There's your beautiful sun. Let's do that again. Up we go. Mountain pose. Bring those palms together, palms to heart. We're going to go up. Now we're adding on this time. We're going to come into a forward salute. So I'm going to dive forward. I'm going to bring my arms by my side. Shoot your fingertips back. Head towards the ceiling and the wall meet. Fingertips back towards the floor, stretch through the spine. One more breath, bring your hands to your heart. Let's do that again. Up we go. Bring your hands together and hands to your heart. We're going to take those hands up to mountain. We're going to do that forward salute again. Stretch it out. Feel like you're stretching through the spine, lengthening, lengthening, lengthening. Bring your hands to your heart. We're going to add on one. Here we go. Up we go. Bring your hands to your heart. Let's come up to mountain, back to that forward salute. Stretch it out. Ready? Here we go. We're going to put our forearms on our thighs, palms facing up. Let your heart fall forward into a forward fold. Feel the stretch through the back, lengthening through the head, right? Now tuck your chin, press through your heels, roll up nice and slow. Checking in. How's everybody feeling? Everybody good? Okay, so remember, your forward fold can stay right here. You can let that heart fall, and when we begin moving into our ragdoll and our head nods, you're just going to do this right here, and you're going to be fine, all right? But if you're with me, we're going to go ahead and add that head down between our legs. My back is great, and I don't get dizzy, okay? So I can make that inversion, and it's all good. And I'm going to grab my elbows for ragdoll, and we're going to do some head nods. So it's really a nice stretch for the neck. But if you're here, you're still going to get that same good stretch for the neck, okay? Here we go. Hands at heart. Up we go. Big circle. Bring those hands to the heart. Up we go. Dive forward, belly button to spine. Here we are in our forward salute with airplane arms. Stretch, stretch, stretch. Here we go. Forward fold. Let that heart fall forward. Now, if you're with me, I'm going to go ahead and let my head continue down. My hands are going to be on the floor. So I'm in a full forward fold. My head is just hanging out. Gravity is pulling my head down towards the floor. Take one more breath here. And press through your heels. We're going to roll it up nice and slow into a seated position. Let's do that again. This time we're going to add the ragdoll piece. Hands to heart. Up we go. Mountain pose. Hands to heart. Up we go. Exhale as you dive forward if you want to add that breath. Stretch it out. Forward fold, your version. Maybe you're here or maybe you're here. All right, if you're down, grab your elbows. Let your heart fall through your thighs, hanging out in ragdoll. Nod your head yes. Shake your head no. Nod your head yes. Drop your hands to the floor. Pull your belly button to your spine. Push your feet through the floor and roll up nice and slow. How did that feel? Yeah, everybody good? Okay, excellent. So the next movement, in yoga, this is called your third eye. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring our palms together and we're going to put our thumbs right on our third eye. Our elbows are wide, okay? Now all you're going to do is you're simply going to lift your heart up and you're going to look towards the ceiling. One more breath here. Go ahead and look center and release. We're going to do that just one more time. Palms are together, thumbs at your third eye, elbows are wide. Okay, let's lift up, lift the chest up. Forehead up towards the ceiling. You're looking up. You're not releasing that neck though. Belly is tight. One more breath. Bring that down, center, and release. Very good. All right, we're going to move into a child's pose. So in our child's pose, this was our forward fold. You remember we did this one just a minute ago in our sun salutation? So the only difference is in child's pose, we're going to not have our palms up. We're going to bring our arms in. So this is kind of a pose of release. So the idea is just to kind of let go. So we're going to bring our hands between our thighs. We're just going to let ourselves kind of sink down. Now, one thing you can do if you want to have a little bit of support, keep your arms on those thighs and just kind of let your heart sink down, right? So you've still got some support for your back, but you're letting yourself just hang out here and breathing. That's a great version. And if you want a little bit more, you notice I'm widening my feet just a little bit because I need to have space between my legs for my belly. All right, so here we go. We're going to extend that spine long. Now, instead of just holding my hands on my thighs, I'm going to go ahead and let them come down a little bit further. And I'm just letting my heart hang out. My head falls. I'm tucking my chin. I'm just hanging out here in a seated child's pose. Just one more breath here. We're going to slowly roll it back up, pressing through your heels. Belly is tight. Come all the way back up to seated. How did that feel? Good. All right. Let's grab a sip of water. Okay, let's drop that right ear to the right shoulder. Now we're just simply going to look up towards the ceiling. Go ahead and look center. And then we're going to look down at the floor. Go ahead and look center and bring that head forward. Ah. Let's drop that head the other way. We're going to look up towards the ceiling. We're going to bring it center. We're going to look it down at the floor. Go ahead and look centered and bring that head up. All right. Let's do that again. So we're going to drop that head, that neck, the head over. I'll get it right here in a minute. Now let's extend that hand out. Flip the palm up to the ceiling. Bring the hand down. Lift the head up. Other side. Dropping that ear down towards the shoulder. Let's extend that opposite arm out. Palm faces down first. Now flip that palm up to the ceiling. You feel the difference? Just a little difference, right? And release. Very, very good. Okay, so now we're going to clasp our hands behind our back and just lift our heart up. Okay, so you're squeezing your shoulder blades behind you. Your heart is lifted. Now drop that left ear to left shoulder. Go ahead and look center and then drop that other ear to the shoulder. Go ahead and look center and release. Whew. Right, do you feel that? Can we do that just one more time? Clasp those hands behind the back. Lift up. Drop that right ear to the right shoulder. Go ahead and lift and left ear to left shoulder. Lift it up and release. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is a chin tuck, and I'm going to turn to the side just so you can see it a little more clearly what I'm doing. So we're going to take our hand, our finger, and we're just going to put it right on our chin. Then all I want you to do is take your chin away from your finger. Leave the finger right where it is, and then just pull your chin away. See what I'm doing? And then release it. And do that again. Pull that chin away from the finger. And release. Final time. Here we go. Pull it. And release. All right? Excellent, excellent, excellent. Okay. So we're just going to do one more chest opening here. The thumbs are back towards the wall. We're opening our chest, squeezing those shoulder blades behind our back. One more breath here and release it. And let's do that one more time. Turn those thumbs to the back wall. Open up that heart. And release. Okay, so this is going to be for our scaling. So I'm going to take this hand and I'm going to place it on my opposite collarbone. So your collarbone is here and your hand's just going to go right above it. And basically you're kind of pressing in, and we call that pinning those muscles. So you're going to try to keep those muscles from moving to get a little deeper stretch. Now we're going to look over the opposite shoulder first. Do you feel that? My scalings are always super tight, so I really feel it. All right, go ahead and look center. Now we're going to look down towards the floor. All right, go ahead and look center and release it. Do you feel that stretch? Yeah. Okay, let's do the other side. So we're going to pin those muscles right above the collarbone. Okay, so now we're just going to look to the opposite side first. And go ahead and look center. Now look down towards the floor. Just breathing into it, feeling that stretch of those scaling muscles. Let's go ahead and look center. Now look up. I don't think looking up is quite as much of a stretch, but it's still a good option if you want to do that. Let's go ahead and look down and release. All right, very, very good. So these muscles, these trap muscles here, what we're going to do is we're going to extend one arm down towards the floor, okay? And then we're going to pull our, gently, we're going to place our hand here on the head and we're going to pull it very, very gently. One more breath. Let's go ahead and release that, and we're going to go to the other side. So that hand is going to go down towards the floor. This hand is going to come up. We're going to just gently, ever so gently, pull ear towards your shoulder. Just one more breath here. Go ahead and release that. All right, very, very good. Okay, so the next one, these muscles that help us raise our shoulders. So we're going to take our hand, and instead of coming across like we did on with the collarbone, we're going to just hold those muscles back behind on the same side, okay? So you kind of just holding those muscles, trying to pin them, as we call it. And then what I want you to do is look down at your opposite, or over this leg, down at the floor. Just one more breath here. And release it. Okay, and let's do the other side. So again, my hand just kind of reaches back behind that shoulder. I'm going to hold those muscles there. And then I'm going to look down towards the floor on that opposite side. Just one more breath here. And release. Very good. You want to give them one final stretch of those shoulders. Excellent. Let's go ahead and sit back in our chair. Close your eyes. Let your hands rest lightly in your lap, palms facing up. Take a deep breath in and a full breath out. Live in the power of love. Don't let your love be limited by your life. Don't let it be limited by your fear, or by discomfort, or by desire, or by time. Let love be as big as it can be, as big as it is. Let it go far beyond any place you would ever consider bringing it or sending it. Find the courage, the faith, the humility to let love overwhelm you. Grow in strength by going where love pushes you to go. Seek not to confine love in any plan or person or object or idea. Allow your love to be everywhere, and it will fill voids you never knew were there. Learn from love. Live what you learn. Give all you are. Love more. Learn more. Live more. Live in the power of love and experience the best of all that is. Take a deep breath in and a full breath out. Bring your hands to your heart, honoring one another. We say Namaste. Thank you so much for joining today, and I hope that you'll leave me a comment and subscribe to our Bottoms Down YouTube channel. I will see you next time.